Hi there. So, welcome to this video. And before beginning, I want to talk about yesterday's video. So, I think yesterday I talked about confidence, and I helped you understand what confidence is not, what it is truly, and how do you actually develop confidence. So, we quite went into the depth. But when I was reflecting on that video, I realized that I could have actually helped you understand confidence in much greater depth. So today's video is going to be on just that. So I'll help you basically understand what confidence truly is in true sense, how does it feel like, and how do you actually get there, so that you can stop wasting your energy at the wrong place and you can actually put it at the right place, even though that process is maybe a slower process, but it's all about knowing the reality, knowing the truth, and working on the right space, working on the right spot. So in one line, if I have to sum it up what confidence is, so I believe real confidence is nothing but self acceptance, radical self acceptance. So confidence is being okay in who you are, making peace with yourself, because confidence is all about how sure you feel of your own self. It is about how much you believe that I can trust myself, I can rely on myself. How much is the equation of trust with your own self? That is what confidence is. So, and what is making you lack confidence right now? It is because now all that you're concerned about is your insecurities. It's like your insecurities are the center of your universe, your world right now. So all your focus goes on is, okay, this is my insecurities, this is I'm not good at, okay, ये मेरी shortcomings हैं, मेरे में ये कमी है, I can't speak well, या फिर I don't have a good personality, या फिर I don't look good enough, my body is not in shape, या फिर ये सब, I'm overweight, all of these things. So right now what is happening is all your attention is on your insecurities कि अच्छा ये मेरी shortcomings हैं. So and when that is happening, it's just opposite of self acceptance. There's rejection, there's denial, there's avoidance. So basically you're trying to avoid who you really are. You want to change yourself, you want to get rid of your insecurities. There are certain parts of yourself that you passionately want to get rid of. So if there was somebody like if there was a chance of a miracle happening, and somebody asks you that, okay, if you can change yourself, how would you like to be, or what would you like to change, you would have a complete list of the things that, okay, I don't want to be this, or I want to be that, and the kind of image that you would want to have, or the kind of person that you would want to become, that would be no less than perfect. So right now what is happening? No self acceptance. And what is the desire? That I want to become perfect, I want to have perfect body, I want to be at the there, there's a destination that you have in your mind, and it is going to be so close to perfection. So that is what happens when you lack confidence, when you are insecure about yourself. This is what happens, and that is why you don't feel confident in yourself. And so trust me, confidence is not about first faking it or doing things better or looking good. Confidence is not about that. You could be a very good looking person or very skilled person, even then you would feel the lack of confidence in yourself. And if that is happening with you, you would know, because is confidence is devoid of your performance or external, visible things of how you look. Confidence is an internal feeling. You can find somebody who fits all your list of, okay, what perfection is, or your image that, okay, if I become this, once I reach there, then I know I will feel confident. Right now it is an illusion that you, or a fantasy that you have in your mind. But trust me, there is already a person who fulfills all your criteria of, your dream image, your dream person that you want to be in your fantasy. And that person again is still feeling underconfident in himself, because confidence is an internal thing. It is intrinsic. It is a feeling that you create based on the thoughts that you have about your own self. So if a person is feeling or has thoughts like, I'm not good enough, ya fir their thoughts are dominated by, how they do not like certain parts of themselves, how they believe or think that this is what needs to change. It's filled with their insecurities, their weaknesses, or how they're not good enough. As long as your thoughts are going to be like that, confidence is, you're nowhere reaching confidence. Okay, and so coming back to the main part, what confidence is being okay in who I am. It is me believing in myself, it is me somewhere trusting within me. So even when my external even when my external circumstances are against me, because that is life may you will have ups and downs, right? Things are not going to be in your favor all the time. So what is the meaning of being confident in yourself? So even when things are against me, suppose I am aiming for a job, suppose there's something that I want to get into, there are going to be failures, I will have to face rejection. That is where confidence comes in. I cannot rely upon other accepting me or rejecting me to determine my confidence. In fact, I need confidence to keep going on. Even after facing 2-3 rejections in job interviews, I need confidence to keep going on, to keep believing in me so that I can keep preparing, because I'm coming from a space that I know I'm worthy enough. I know that I can do this. This belief, that deep seated belief, or the fact that I can rely upon myself. या फिर जो भी मैं हूँ, it's okay, it's fine. I know this is who I know who I am, and I'm completely okay with it. I'm completely fine with it. So I'm not running away from myself. I have not given up on myself. कि अब तो कुछ नहीं हो सकता. So that is what confidence is. So confidence is, as I said, it is self-acceptance. Self-acceptance, that is radical self-acceptance. So now let's shift to what is self-acceptance, if that is what is, at the root of feeling confident or my confidence. Self-acceptance is just accepting who you are, how you are, with your insecurities, with your flaws, with your weaknesses, shortcomings, whatever you call it. Self-acceptance doesn't happen that okay, once I become this, then I will be able to accept myself, or I can't accept myself as long as I am this way, or as long as I have this thing about me. No, self-acceptance means that you are finally not refusing to accept something about yourself, or you are finally stepping away from denial and confronting yourself that okay, this is who I am. It's like facing your truth, confronting yourself. Because right now what is happening when there is no self-acceptance, your insecurities hurt you so much that you're running away from it. And that is why the trigger also happens. The moment somebody comments on your body, the moment somebody tells you something about yourself that you do not like, it triggers you. It triggers you to your bones. You take their comments personally. It hurts you. And you end up spending 1 or 2 days overthinking and spiraling on their comment, and then again self-pitying that why am I this way? I don't want to be this way. Hence losing your confidence even more. So you see this cycle. So I want you to know that the self-acceptance ho gaya, confidence ho gaya, they are all stemming from your thoughts. How you are seeing yourself, how you are, what you are thinking about of your own self. And so when I say that self-acceptance needs to happen, the change that needs to come is how you see yourself as. That is going to change. And it doesn't happen magically. I won't say that it is easy to accept yourself, because it is confronting your truth. And so many of us live in denial. We don't want to accept that, okay, this is something that I have, which is maybe my weakness. It is about accepting your weaknesses also. And you are a human being. You are not God that you will be perfect. There will be things you will be good at. So you will have some strengths, you will have some good qualities in you. And there will be things that you will not be good at, which you may consider as your weaknesses. So it is about accepting that, okay, this is who I am. These are the things I'm good at, these are the things I enjoy, or these are the things I'm not good at. So it is accepting yourself completely, fully and complete, like completely accepting yourself with everything as you are, whole. So as I said that, a lot of us struggle when it comes to self-acceptance, often because we don't know how to do it or how does it happen. Because again, we are at a space where at one point we are not comfortable with our insecurities. We are not fine with it. We have a desire to get rid of our insecurities. But at the same point, somebody is telling you to accept it, make peace with it. So how does that happen? And I'm saying this because I think everybody knows that they need to accept themselves. But when it comes to the how part, okay, how do I accept myself? It gets hard because nobody talks about it, that how do you actually do it? So let's talk about that. How do you accept yourself? So there are 2 things that are important. First, understanding yourself deeply. So when you want to accept yourself, first thing that needs to happen is you need to understand yourself deeply. Because when there is non-self-acceptance, what is happening? You are judging yourself. You are criticizing yourself. You are the first person who's refusing to accept yourself, right? So judgment is there. you are also questioning yourself, you are also blaming yourself that why am I this way, why couldn't I just be like, that that person, why couldn't I just have a good body like them. So you are questioning yourself, you are blaming yourself, and when you judge yourself, you come from a place where you do not understand yourself. So understanding and judgment, only one of it can exist at one point. So right now you have judgment about your own self, you are joining other people in making judgments about you. So you have gotten out of your body now, like here you are, and you are the only person who knows yourself, right? Because you have lived this life entirely on your own. Other person, they have just witnessed certain parts of your life, like some significant people who have been there, like throughout your life, like your parents or siblings, they have seen a significant part of you. But other people who you meet at your workplace, or people who you just get to interact or encounter by passing, they get to witness only fraction of your life, and then they choose to judge you, they choose to make a comment on you that this person, they have this kind of personality, or they don't they don't talk very smoothly, ya fir they don't look so good, so they get to make this judgment. But what do you choose to do then? Even you choose to get out of your body, leave yourself there, and join them in judging yourself, because when they judge you, you also start to question yourself that why am I this way. So you leave understanding, you just start to judge yourself. That is what we need to stop doing. And to stop judging yourself, you need to understand yourself, because you know who you are, you know where you come from, you know why you are the way you are, you do know, because you know your story, right? It's about acknowledging that story. I'm not saying that becoming or buying into victimhood, that okay, ये हुआ या फिर ये हुआ इसलिए मैं ऐसा हूँ, इसलिए मैं ऐसी हूँ. Not that. It's about acknowledging your story, that okay, I understand myself, other people can choose to judge me, I don't care about them, I can't change their mind, I can't change their thoughts, but I understand myself, and I understand myself that why am I the way I am, and I'm okay with it because I know my story. So first is come from a place of understanding yourself deeply, and only you can understand yourself. You cannot expect कि दूसरे लोग मुझे समझे, because they don't know you, they don't know the complete story of yours. So first you understand yourself, first you make peace with it, only then other people will start to reflect that. And honestly, once you start to understand yourself, other people or their judgments will stop triggering you also. Second thing that needs to happen for self acceptance to happen is forgiving yourself. So you need to forgive yourself. Now what do I mean by forgiving yourself? Because again, what I believe is that statements like accept yourself, forgive yourself, these are very intangible. Oftentimes we don't understand, okay, what exactly needs to be done to forgive myself. So when I say forgive myself, what exactly I'm talking about is, so when you lack confidence, when there are so many things that you don't want, that you want to get rid of, there's often judgment, there are often some strong negative feelings that you have against your own self. It could be dislike, it could be hatred, it could be that feeling of I just don't want to be this person, I wish I was like this person, I wish I could become like them, I don't want to be in this body, I don't like who I am. So these strong feelings that you have, as long as these strong negative feelings stay in you, remain inside you, you cannot accept yourself. These two things cannot coexist. And self acceptance is not about faking. You could be faking it, but then it's doing you no good, because the things that we're talking about, confidence ho gaya, self acceptance ho gaya, it's inner work. So when you're able to do it, its results, or the outcome of it, you are going to feel it in your bones, and then it will radiate from you, and then you will be able to see the difference that it will bring into your outer reality also. But first it will bring a shift inside you, within you. So it's not something to fake. So let's understand, what do I mean when I say forgive yourself. So forgiving yourself means that you need to let go of the negative strong feelings that you have against your own self. Could be self-hatred or dislike, strong dislike, that I don't like this thing about my own self. You cannot keep going like this. And again, for you to forgive yourself, you need to sit with your heart feelings, you need to reflect on it, you need to ask yourself that okay, why do I feel this way? You need to sit and reflect, so that you can finally let go of it, and see what blocks come up, what resistance comes up when you are asking yourself for or when you are approaching towards self acceptance. What is stopping you? So these two things need to happen when it comes to self acceptance. First is understanding yourself deeply, and second is forgiving yourself. Next is, so I have a very beautiful analogy to help you understand what do I mean by self acceptance, and to help you see self acceptance in a way where it will start to make sense to you that okay, this is how it is, and why self acceptance is the only way to move ahead. So if you're here right now, you lack self confidence, you are at a place where you struggle with your own self, you don't feel comfortable in who you are, you have all the negative ideas about your own self, somewhere you do not exactly a big fan of your own self, right? So if you are at this place, the only way out is self acceptance. So first, self acceptance needs to happen. So for you to feel 100% confident in yourself, first self acceptance needs to happen. So you need to understand this. So and I think I learned about this analogy just today while I was researching about this topic on YouTube. So see, understand it this way. Oftentimes, when we have an unhealthy self-esteem, or when we have a distorted self-image of our own self, we start to tell ourselves a story that I wish I was not this person, या फिर I wish I looked like somebody else, or I wish I was somebody else but not this person. So we want to escape our body, we want to escape who we are. So I want you to look at it like, the body that you have, the person that you are, this is only thing that you have been given. This is something that you had no control over, right? None of us had control over, okay, how we look, the body we have, the person that we are. So this is something that you were given. Now, it is what it is. It's a fact that this is who you are. This is the thing that you have been given. It's about you, what you make out of it. Do you want to self-pity? Do you want to keep all your attention on the not bad parts but the insecurities or the flaws of who you are? Or do you want to make best of yourself? Do you want to make best with what you have? So it's like you have been given something and now it's upon you. Do you want to self pity? Do you want to sit and just cry that okay, इसमें तो ये भी अच्छा नहीं है, इसमें ये problems हैं, ये weaknesses हैं, or do you want to make best out of it? And here's the analogy. So it's like your home. So it's like we all have one home, and let's suppose that we have been allotted homes, right? So there was no choice that okay, you get to choose what kind of home you want. So we all have been given homes, right? अब बाहर से देखने में सबका घर बहुत अच्छा है, let's suppose, right? But here you are inside your home and you get to see that okay, my walls, there are some cracks in my walls, right? कहीं cracks हैं, somewhere there's paint chipping off. So now you know, and now you have started to feel like इतना अच्छा नहीं लग रहा, and you have started feeling कि अच्छा नहीं लग रहा है. So right now here you are feeling कि मेरा घर इतना अच्छा नहीं है. And when you're looking at others' homes, you're just getting to see their exterior. So you're just getting to see the exterior of their home. You haven't seen the interior of their home. You don't know if their walls are also cracked or what is happening inside their home, inside the walls of their homes. So you do not know the reality of other people, of how they're feeling, or what is happening within them. But you're looking at their exterior of their home, and you are self-pitying that मेरे को तो ऐसा घर मिल गया, cracks हैं, टूटा फूटा है अंदर से, and look at them, उनका घर कितना अच्छा लग रहा है बाहर से. When in reality you're only looking at the exterior of their homes. You have never entered their home. But here you get to have a choice. That do you want to come back to your home, accept that okay, this is my home, now I get to choose. Do I want to cry about these cracked walls, the cracks on my walls, or the paint chipping off, or do I want to bring in the materials, work on it, and make the best out of it? So if it's paint chipping off, can I paint it again? And if there are cracks on the wall, can I do something good out of it? Or if nothing can be done, can I just accept it the way it is? Can I make peace with it? And I think this analogy is I found it very beautiful, because it truly explains this part very beautifully, that we look at other people and consider that okay, they are perfect, they are having it all good, and start to self-pity even more, start to feel even worse about our own selves, when in reality we do not know them truly. We do not even know how they truly feel about themselves. So this is a very good analogy to understand that the body that we have, the person that we are, with all the insecurities, with all the weaknesses, with all the shortcomings and imperfections that we feel about ourselves, it is who we are. It is something that we have been given. So it's about us. It's on us now. How do we want to move ahead from here? Do I want to self-pity? Do I want to just give up and play victim, or do I want to take the charge? Do I want to do something about it? And that will only happen when you accept yourself that okay, this is my home. I have to live inside this only throughout my life. No matter how much I look at others' house and wish that okay, I wish I had their house, things are not going to change. You're always going to stay in that same home. So your body is like your home. You have been given this body. Now it's on you. Do you want to accept it and move ahead, or do you want to stay inside your home, inside your body, hating it, not liking it, pitying on yourself? So this is a very good analogy to understand yourself. So yes, real confidence is nothing but it is true self-acceptance. It is first you understanding yourself, you knowing yourself that okay, this is who I am, having self-awareness, not running away from your own self, sitting and really understanding that okay, this is something that I have about myself. This is one of my strengths. Okay, this is something I don't like myself. Maybe it is my body that okay, okay, my body looks like this. Okay, at present I do not exactly like who I am, but I accept it that okay, this is who I am. And when you accept yourself, other people will stop triggering you also. So that's like you have taken back the power in yourself again. So that is real, and that is nothing but real confidence. Confidence is being okay in who you are, accepting yourself completely. Acceptance was never about perfection. And I want to again repeat it again and again because I know this is a very flawed connection that we make in our mind, that to be confident means to be perfect, and then we keep waiting our whole life to feel confident. No, you can feel confident in who you are just right now. And that is the most powerful thing about confidence. Confidence is not out there, it is within you. It is you again reclaiming your confidence by developing self-awareness, connecting with your own self, getting back to yourself, turning within, getting honest with your feelings and thoughts. Second, accepting yourself, practicing radical acceptance, which will happen when you understand yourself deeply. When instead of judging yourself, you come from a place where you acknowledge your story. Second, you forgive yourself. You let go of all the negative, hatred feelings that you have against yourself. Rather, come to a place where you accept that, okay, this is who I am and I choose to accept myself. So this is what real confidence is. And I wanted to talk on this today because I felt that we all need to understand that the first part or the first step towards real confidence is self-acceptance. So let's focus on that first. So if you're somebody who want to understand how you can accept yourself, or you want to do this work for yourself, you can have a one-on-one clarity call with me. At present I am offering free clarity calls, so if you want to have the clarity call, just DM me coaching and I'll send you the link. And yes, tomorrow I will come up with another topic and we will explore another depth. All right.